Hey guys, welcome to That Game Show. The show talks about all the stuff in the nerd world and all the stuff in between. I am your host, Chase Bunker. Today on the show, he is the half-Asian sensation. It's Curtis Coe.
Hello, everyone.
And he's Player 3 this week. It's Daniel Clegg.
Hi, friends. How's it going?
All right, whether you're watching us on YouTube, Let's Play Society, or listening to us via Podcast Garden, iTunes, Stitcher, thank you for making us a part of your day. Gentlemen, a lot of big stuff happened right now. Not only just personally, but all over. First, let's start off with small. Steam sale. Did you guys get anything right now?
I am ashamed. I have bought things.
How many things?
How many things?
I am at 3 right now.
Oh, that's not so
That's
bad.
not too bad.
Not too bad. I got a refund for a game that must not be named.
Which is funny because like that game that must not be named, like everybody was saying
it's selling really well.
No, they're saying
Yeah.
it's good. I'm like, my friend tells me it's awful.
Yeah, I mean, it might have just been my experience.
Did this game happen to coincide with a major movie release in theme, perhaps, with giant scaly creatures?
I am hesitant to say the name of it because it is in early access, and it might be my word against a bunch of other people. So what I will say is simply X game in Y place that sounds a lot like... Sounds a lot like I gotta see what it actually. I forgot.
Like that.
You
forgot I know the name of it. It rhymes with.
It rhymes with
bark.
Mark. It rhymes with Mark.
Oh.
I had a lot of problems with the frame rate. Specifically, it was almost unplayable, where it was running 10 frames or less per second. And it seems to be more of an issue with Radeon, and so Radeon type cards. So
yeah,
that seems like a fairly common issue in early access games, though. You expect technical glitches,
but I don't expect 10 frames a second.
Yeah,
but was the gameplay mechanically fun?
No.
No,
for me, no.
That's the real problem.
I had an issue with a teleporting scorpion that killed me every 5 seconds.
Those teleporting scorpions will get you.
They, like, literally, I would spawn on the other side of the world, and all of a sudden, I swear, it was the same scorpion just popped up and killed me the exact same time.
Right, but that's a glitch. Let's assume the game wasn't glitching. Are the systems in place enjoyable?
Some of the things are okay. I think the crafting system is okay. It has some good mechanics. It could be really good in the future. But at the moment, I think it's pretty glitchy. Mm-hmm. And I think it needs some time to mature and get its frame rate in check. And, yeah. So, I won't go any further into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've heard like mixed reviews. Like a lot of people are liking it, a lot of people are hating it. Yeah. So we'll see. I guess it's to each his own. Clegg, have you bought anything? Actually, no. Curtis, you haven't even told me what you bought yet.
Oh,
you just got the refund.
I bought Valkyria Chronicles because it was fun. I love that game.
Yeah.
I also got a really cool first-person mage game called Ziggurat, which is kind of a bullet hell roguelike shooter.
Okay.
Which I'm enjoying the heck out of. And then the third thing I just bought yesterday was, oh gosh, what is it called? I apologize for my not remembering what the name of this game is. Shadow Warrior.
Shadow Warrior. Okay, yeah. I bought Shadow Warrior as well, and I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's I've heard nothing but good things from it. So
yeah. Clegg, have you bought anything so far?
I have not. I've been debating whether or not I'm going to pick up Witcher 3 on sale, but I don't know yet. Batman's coming out like next week, so that's going to absorb my life for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of holding off on anything else until that happens.
Yeah. I wanted to get Civilization Beyond Earth, but none of you guys are getting it, and so it's like there's kind of no point to me playing it.
Yeah, that's a heavy multiplayer game, isn't it?
It is. Like it's very heavy. Like I mean, with like at least with Civilization, like I was able to persuade some of you guys to get it, which is also kind of the reason you guys aren't getting Beyond Earth, because you played Civilization 5.
That's not necessarily why I'm not buying it. I just haven't heard very good things about it.
I heard for the content you get at $60, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I hear it's basically a reskin.
I heard that it provides you with a lot of options, but I needed to catch up on my reviews as well. I got it was weird because I had the Steam sale happened while I was in LA, so it's like I'm trying to keep up the entire time. I got Tales of the Borderlands, because I love Telltale, and I'm not big on Game of Thrones yet, so I didn't want to get that yet. I wanted to get Borderlands, and I got Grim Fandango Remastered.
I was gonna get that one, and I
didn't. It's like what's funny is like I was telling my girlfriend this, like it's such a good game, and then I realized like I completely forgot like everything about it, and so it's like okay, I can be playing this for the first time again.
Gosh, I really wanted to get that one, and I don't know why I decided not to, but it's not on sale anymore.
Not yet, at least. I know Payday's on sale right now, so definitely get catch up on your DLC, and if you haven't played it, play it because it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed the crap out of that. The reason I'm saying Payday's on sale, and I think it's very perfect timing. Let's just say I've had a very, very interesting week. It started with the Grant Kirkhope interview, and the Grant Kirkhope interview got me a lot of like positive reception, and I think I had maybe 2 trolls. Like one of them, like there are 2 dicks. Like one of them was saying "stop kissing ass" in interview, to which like everybody just like downvoted his comment to oblivion, and like kind of made him feel stupid. And then another guy, I was like, oh, and then I responded, "Yay, my first troll," and then everybody liked that comment. And then another guy on the Game Grumps forum was saying, like, I recognize this now after he mentioned it, and it pissed me off too. I said Banjo-Kazooie in the intro. I said that once. I said in the title Banjo-Kazooie. I said every other time it was Banjo-Kazooie. I said Banjos-Kazooie once. And he felt the need to point that out and said 20 seconds in, yeah, I turned it off. And then everybody on the Game Grumps subreddit just downvoted him and made him feel like the biggest piece of crap ever. And so for the lovelies out there listening, thank you very much. I got a lot of great positive reception. Grant was a really cool guy. I couldn't thank him enough for being on. And then that next day, after it was up for 2 days, and it already surpassed Simon Vicklin's interview, which is it was my highest rated interview.
Wow.
I know. And it's still picking up steam too. So I got a tweet from Overkill saying, hey, you know that contest that we had 3 months ago? No, it's actually, no, 4 months ago. You know that contest we had 4 months ago? Yeah, you won. And so they flew me out to LA, and I stayed at this hotel called the Grafton. It's very fancy, very cool. One major downside was the fact that they charged me $850. And that one was like, yeah, I'm not supposed to be charged. $850. One was $750, and then when I went to go confront them about the $750, they charged me another $100.
Okay.
And so I'm like, everything is supposed to be free. Like I literally I didn't buy any room service. I didn't open up any of the beer bottles or anything. And so right now I checked my bank statement. I didn't get the refund back for the $100. So I'm about to go call them once we're done with production. But that's neither here nor there. I came out.
It's just an oversight on their part, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the hotel. Like this isn't Overkill. Like everything that was great was all Overkill. Like everything that was bad was everybody else, because reasons I'll tell you in a little bit. I fly into LA, and I walk around because if you guys remember Scott Rubin, he used to be on G4TV.com. He was a big host on there. He has his own ice cream food truck called Nitropod. And Nitropod was at an event. I'm like, all right, let me go find this event. And the event was LA Pride, which was a massive gay pride event. So you have rainbow flags everywhere. Like I literally, like within a mile of the event, you just hear, hey! And it's like, oh my gosh, I could just hear the gay from here. You could just feel it. And so, like, I texted my girlfriend a little bit later because like I was trying to walk to the event, and it's like 20 guys are literally checking me out. So if you break up with me now, there's at least 20 guys who really want me.
How'd you take that?
Yeah. Oh, she laughed at that one. But I got to the event. You had to pay money to get in. It's like, yeah, no, I don't want to pay like $10 or $20. No, I think it was like $20 or $15. I forget. To go to an event just so I can get ice cream and not really, like, I don't want to celebrate anything else. Like, they kept handing me out flyers, and, like, one of them was, like, I'm in love with a boy. It's like, nope. Throwing that out. They said, hey, come get your AIDS test. And it's like, this is a thing. This is literally a thing. This is, I know we're not talking about games right now, but this is a thing where they're like, hey, come get your free 1-minute AIDS test. Which I'm thinking, like, what could you do for 1 minute? Do you have AIDS? I don't think I do. You don't have AIDS. Boom. Stamp of approval. That's it. And so...
that's a little awkward.
Yeah, it is. So that happened. First off, like, LA in and of itself is beautiful. It was so beautiful there. I dressed up. I went to the Overkill party, which is I got this Walking Dead hat, which is backwards on my screen, but that's okay. Just take my word for it. It says Walking Dead if you're listening.
It looks fine.
Yeah. The security there, for some reason, didn't accept the fact that me and the other 9 people, who were, by the way, were like some of the most incredible people ever, and they were awesome, and we have like this nice like memory. We have like, you know, 10 strangers, like to quote every reality show ever, like 10 strangers like came together and like formed this bond of friendship and like memories to like the end of time. It was so cool. Because some of them may be listening. Hey guys. So they, for some reason, like couldn't grasp the fact that we were VIP, but we were VIP on another list. And so Overkill was like, no, they get the special treatment. They get free everything, this, that, and other. Like, we got free drinks, but we didn't get like free top shelf drinks unless you got this silver one. Then you got free everything. So I got to see Simon Vicklin again. And I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me because I only have 60 subscribers, but you were actually, I interviewed you. And he was like, yes, you actually looked familiar. It's like, I'm not used to seeing you, you know, without a computer screen. I'm like, he could have been lying, but I didn't care because I was happy. Got to meet all the Overkill people. Overkill, all the staff at Overkill were just so cool and so nice. We got to try out Payday Crime Wave Edition, coming out next week as well for Xbox One and PS4.
It's a new DLC.
No, it's going to include a lot of the DLC except for like 1 or 2 things I think that they're working on later.
Okay.
The controls I had to get used to because I'm used to keyboard and mouse, so that was something. But other than that, like, it was beautiful and it was still the same Payday feel. What else happened? We saw Jurassic World. Jurassic World was really good. I actually enjoyed that.
It is good.
Simon,
I like that one too.
Simon didn't like it. He thought well, I'm trying to think of the tweet. He said, "People ignoring common sense and get eaten by dinosaurs."
I mean, that kind of summarizes all 4
Yeah.
movies at this point.
It is. So they announced their Overkill VR headset from Star VR. I got to try that out. I ended up having like a little bit of a glitched version because somebody, like, during one of the trials, like, the lens ended up getting pushed in. So, like, a little, like, the graphics are a little bit wonky here and there with my gun. But everything else was really cool. It was really immersive. Especially with, like, me breaking my nose just recently. It felt great on my head. Because normally, like, other VR headsets, like, they put so much pressure. It's like, yeah, no, I'm done. I hate this already. It was really well done, so I'm really excited for that. They're going to make a Payday mobile game, which...
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Is that like a tie-in or a separate...
It's going to...
game?
I don't know yet. We don't know much. Like, they just announced the deal with a mobile company, which is weird because they're Swedish, and so sometimes things get misconstrued. I thought he said a Payday MOBA game.
Oh,
and I'm just
that
like...
would be different.
And I'm thinking, like, how can you do a MOBA? Like, I'm literally just, like, rattling through my head, like, all these ideas. And so, like, I go to Almir, he's the senior director, or the senior producer, and it's like, did you say mobile or MOBA? He goes, mobile. Yeah, we can't do a MOBA. Like, that makes sense. All the, like, most of the people from the Payday web series, Eric Edibari, Damien Portier, Derek Ray, they were all there. Derek Ray got trashed. Oh my gosh. So we ended up having shots with him. We had shots with everybody. The video that's currently going around right now, I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. It's me and Simon Vicklin singing I Will Give You My All by him for like 12 seconds.
I think I did see that. Yeah.
It is nothing but glorious, and I love it. And what's funny, it's like every time I go through Twitter, like someone's either favoriting it or retweeting it. And so I'm like, I should probably just post this on the site. So link is in the description below. If you haven't seen it, it's literally 12 seconds of gloriousness. Check it out, especially if you're a huge Payday fan. It was just fun. Like, I mean, there's so much more I could talk about, but I'm already 15 minutes in, and I'm pretty sure like 13 of it was me going, Overkill's awesome. And
you had an awesome time.
I had an incredible time. Like, I don't go out out of. I realize like there's like a glare like floating as I'm trying to like watch my angles. I don't travel a lot. Like, I barely go outside the county, let alone the state. And so going into California, it's a bit of a culture shock because in Orlando, you walk down a mile. We have from a mile we have a McDonald's and then another McDonald's and then like fast foods like out the butt. But this one, like, I found barely any chains. Like, everything was local. I'm like, this is weird. It's also expensive. Holy crap, it is expensive.
Yeah, people make more and housing costs more. Everything is on a higher tier there.
Oh yeah.
You know, how's that time difference too?
It made me feel it was a little bit weird, but like I already stay up late, so that's fine. It made me feel better because it made me feel like I woke up at a decent hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, I woke up at like 10, like, oh, I wake up at a decent hour, and it's like, oh wait, it's gonna be 2 o'clock over there. So I like this time change. Like, especially it's weird because I like sports, and so like ESPN's like, oh, at 9 o'clock Eastern, watch Game 6 or Game 5, and I look outside, and it's like, it's completely daylight. I'm not used to this. But it was a lot of fun. The people that I stayed with were incredible. They were really nice. And so like I said, we formed that bond, and you know, hopefully, you know, this won't be the last time that we see each other. Like, hopefully we'll definitely hang out again at some point, but it was just incredible. It really was. And I cannot thank Overkill enough for that. So I've had a heck of a week. But what sucks is that I completely missed a lot of E3 announcements. So,
just 3/4 of it, yeah.
Yeah.
We got your back, so don't worry about that.
This is where I need you guys. I heard about Last Guardian got announced. I saw some Doom gameplay footage. I saw apparently Final Fantasy VII is getting remade. Have you heard anything on Kingdom Hearts 3 yet?
Yes, they showed a trailer. It is coming.
Okay.
Oh, they did. I missed that.
It's PS4 and Xbox One.
What else happened? Let's see. New headsets were announced. Fallout 4, of course, that they got to dive in a little bit more. I'm about to sneeze, so guys, I'm gonna ask you, what were some of the big highlights at E3? We'll start off with Curtis.
You know, I actually stayed up to watch the Bethesda conference or whatever you call it. Dishonored 2 was a big deal.
Yeah.
I think we didn't see any gameplay though, so it's kind of up in the air, but it was kind of cool that they announced that both Corvo and Emily are going to be playable characters, and it's going to be a very tropical setting instead of kind of the dingy city setting.
Yeah.
And everybody wants a card game, strategy card game, and that's pretty much what I got out of this conference.
What card games did they announce?
Elder Scrolls Legends. It's coming for PC and iOS, and yeah, I mean,
the Star Wars one, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes,
or
Heroes of the Galaxy. They're both going to be Hearthstone lookalikes.
Yeah,
I don't care. I'm just going to flat out say it. I don't care.
I saw. Speaking of Star Wars, I saw that they'd have a new expansion coming out as well.
Yes,
which the trailer for which looked awesome.
Like,
people who still play that game, that's great.
I thought about getting back into it because I had so much fun. Like, now that they actually have content, it's like, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't. Did they show any gameplay? Did they say anything?
No. They said you get a new max level character if you want. So you can start off right at the new expansions content, I think. It's free to subscribers, so you don't have to pay for the expansion, I believe. Which is
that's
nice.
Interesting.
I guess I'm not super up to date with that game, but there is a free to play option.
Yes.
And then there's a subscription option.
Yes.
So I suppose if you were not subscribed doing the free to play, you would have to pay something for this expansion, but then it would continue to be free after that. So
yeah,
it's interesting. That seems like the kind of game where you would play it when there's new story content and then kind of stop.
Yeah,
you know, since it's so story driven.
It's very story driven. I mean, I did like some of the instances, like, but when I played, which is like right when the game came out, like there wasn't a lot of end game stuff. Like there wasn't, I couldn't do a lot of the raids essentially. Like I just did a lot of instances, and that was it. But they're all story driven instances, and they were very cool. However,
I think the replay value is a problem there. If you know the story, you know how it ends. You kind of don't need to see it again, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So any other Clegg? What stood out to you at E3?
The game Curtis pointed out to me, For Honor, which I didn't even look at in the beginning, but that's a really cool looking fantasy. I want to say sort of like a brawler.
I don't
know if that's the right term, but it's kind of like Assassin's Creed in visually, and you play like either an army of knights, an army of samurai, or an army of Vikings, and it's, I guess, sort of a hack and slash, but how would you describe it, Curtis? Tactical hack and slash, maybe?
For those of you who have played a game called Chivalry, it's like that.
There you go.
Except for it's third person, and the combat is very it looks complicated, but like kind of like a sword fighting game in 3D space, with some MOBA elements to it.
Right.
I don't really have a good way.
The trailer looked very slick, but they showed a lot of gameplay as well, where you're doing point capture and King of the Hill sort of thing. Yeah. And it looked very good. So I'm super excited about that one. And then Battlefront 3. I know.
Yeah.
Some people are losing their minds over that. I think it looks really good. I really enjoyed the first two.
Oh yeah, the first one was good. Second one was amazing, and so I'm really excited for the third one. And especially, it's a long time coming. The one thing I'm afraid of is that DICE is doing it, and as of recent, they've been putting out a game that has a lot of glitches, and then they do a bunch of patching, and then if you want the premium edition for $120, it's like. No, like
I would like that game to just be a $60 price point and no free to play, paid DLC.
Good luck.
Good luck with
buy
that.
Weapons for microtransactions. I don't want that in my Star Wars shooter.
You're not gonna get that. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's kind of DICE's MO at this point, and EA's MO at this point. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I thought it looked cool, but I'm caring less and less as time goes on.
Well, we shall see. I'm excited about that one. And Dark Souls 3. It's looking awesome.
Did it get announced? Okay, so it has a trailer.
It did get announced.
It did. We saw a trailer for it. No gameplay yet, but I think there's a panel on it later tonight, so we might see it there.
Yeah.
Looks thematically right, in tone with the other two games, so that's great.
Yeah.
It's the last in the series, too.
Oh, they actually said it's going to be the last? Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad that they said that, because I didn't want to be beaten over the head with all these. It's like they've had 3 games come out in the past 3 years, and it's like, come on, like let's get something. I don't want it to become another Assassin's Creed.
Now that we say that, though, the likeliness of another game being like it, like Bloodborne
2 and 3, is gonna happen.
I mean, it's basically saying we're done talking about Dark Souls. Here is something that is exactly like Dark Souls, but we call it something else.
I mean, isn't that what Assassin's Creed really was? It's Prince of Persia, but with
in
Italy.
That doesn't. I agree with you. That's actually a really interesting point about Assassin's Creed. Wow, I never thought about that.
I watched. As soon as I heard it, it's like, okay, I at least have to watch this. I watched the Doom 8 minutes of gameplay trailer, and I thought, I was like, as much as I was looking forward to it, I just thought, it's not Doom. It's Painkiller. Like, that's what it really is. Like, Doom to me is always this scary, you don't know what's going to kill you because you don't think you're not as powerful. Like, this guy was just like, super soldier, he just kills everything. We're going to do this just for the sake of violence. And it showed no horror. It showed dominance.
But, I mean, if we go back to what, like, the original Doom was... The original Doom was very shooty, not very horror-esque, where 3 was kind of more of the horror version of it.
3 was the more horror, but, like, the first 2... This could have been me, because I played it maybe, years upon years ago. But it was more or less like, you don't know what's coming around the corner. You don't know if you can technically kill it. Like,
Sometimes you have a knife and that's it, and you have to run into a room full of guys with.
Okay, so from that perspective, I get where this one could have come off as disappointment because it didn't have that suspenseful horror element you're looking for. I think the shooting gameplay looked very smooth, though, very well animated,
Oh yeah,
it was very crisp.
Yeah, it was
so
definitely.
mechanically, maybe from your perspective, this was more of a tech demo, and
Yeah.
the campaign will carry more of those themes you're looking for through to it. But I'd say it's in a good place from a mechanics point of view. Everything looks awesome visually.
But when you and I talked about this before, I mentioned another game that Bethesda did that was kind of, I don't want to say disappointing, but it was a game called Rage, and really interesting game, but should have came out 5 years before it did, because the mechanics by the time it came out would have been revolutionary 5 years ago, but they were just they were old. The whole system was old. It was a corridor shooter, so on and so forth. And when I was watching, I was like, this strikes me as the same thing as Rage, where this would have been awesome if it came out like 3 years ago.
This game did have that sort of feel where you had to kill things and then pick up the little chips they dropped, which even had like a little coin sound to them, almost like a Nintendo game, where I guess it recharged your life or whatever. Which makes no sense, unless that's explained somehow.
It could be fine. I'm just being cynical. But we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. Like, they could just change it up, but like, I'm not impressed from what I've seen.
Agree.
Granted, I still haven't looked at many of the games yet, which is disappointing because I definitely want to be informed.
IGN has replays of all the conferences.
Yeah, apparently. I've heard a lot of people say Sony's already won. Do you guys agree? Or
it's too early to say. I think what you said earlier, Curtis, the PC conference still has to happen. And I think, given Microsoft's recent announcements, either today or yesterday, that they're going to support not only their own HoloLens, but also the Oculus Rift, and also Valve's Vive systems. They could have a lot of VR stuff to show when they do the PC conference, and I think that would be great.
I kind of feel like they're holding on to something big. I kind of feel like they have maybe a 2-game surprise that they're going to pull out at the PC conference, where they're going to say these are going to be released on Xbox One and PC at the same time.
If it's Unreal Tournament 2016, I'm going to lose it.
I don't think it'll be that. I think it's going to be new IPs. I think it's going to be 2 really hardcore new IPs. Yeah, it would be awesome.
That's the place to announce it, though.
Yeah.
Not on your Xbox panel where everyone wants to see returning franchises.
Which is what they did. They hit the Halo 5, they hit the Gears of War 4, the Gears of War Remastered. There's a new Rare game coming out. That's an MMO, I found out. I didn't know that it was an MMO, but it's a pirate game that's an MMO. It looks okay.
I heard they're doing Rare Replay, where it's like...
They are. 30 games for $30.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. Good. And they're doing backwards compatibility. If they land, in my opinion, if they land 2 big new IPs or 2 IPs that we really want, I think they have a pretty good chance of sweeping it. Just kind of because they're hunting 2 markets now.
Now, the one thing I'm wondering, when I heard the Rare Replay, does Rare even have 30 games?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I can find it. Hold on, Rare. I'll
Okay,
you guys can keep
we'll take a guess. I want to take a guess at a few of these because I know. Well, granted, we know a lot of them. We know Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Perfect Dark Zero, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Battletoads, Cameo, Elements of Power.
Okay, I have the entire list if you guys want.
I've got 7 so far.
Conquer game, maybe.
Conquer is Bad Fur Day. They won't have Donkey Kong. They won't have Diddy Kong Racing. Actually.
Oh, they should. That's
Diddy Kong Racing?
No.
Okay.
They can't have that one. Again, it's Nintendo.
Okay.
Diddy's in it, so they can't.
Well, so is Banjo and
game,
Conquer.
But right? Banjo is owned by Rare.
Okay.
Donkey is not.
Oh gosh.
I'll go through
Connect
it.
Sports.
Some of these are weird. I have never heard of some of these before. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read through all of them.
Just some of the more well-known ones.
Okay, we'll go with the Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Okay.
Jet Force Gemini.
Oh, of course.
Killer Instinct Gold.
Yeah, should have known that.
Saberwolf. Does that sound familiar to anyone? That sounds.
I think it's a very old game.
Both the Viva Pinata games.
Oh yeah, I forgot
some of
that.
these other ones. Blast Corps was another one. I don't know if.
Oh wow, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's like a really old one.
Yeah, that's old. I should have known that.
I don't really recognize a lot of these other ones, to be completely honest. Might just be, my bad. But
really old games from the 90s.
Yeah, like these are like, hey, look, guys, we were relevant at one time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I briefly heard some of this, and I wonder if you guys can elaborate. What's happening with Call of Duty, Black Ops, and Sony?
Ooh, yeah, that's interesting.
Xbox lost its exclusivity. Right?
Yeah, the DLC exclusivity first.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's an interesting point. I don't think it's anything that...
It's nothing too big?
No, okay. I don't think so. I think it's going to be like, they get it a month early or something like that. Yeah. But, yeah.
All right, so what else we have? Nintendo just had their panel. Did they have anything big?
No. Not particularly. They had a lot of...
What sport is Mario playing next?
Games. Tennis. He's playing tennis now.
He's already played tennis.
Did
well,
they?
He's doing tennis again. Yes, they did. It's,
cool.
He's already played tennis. Let's get some croquet or something in there. Or bocce ball. Mario bocce ball!
Oh, man.
They didn't have anything huge. I think the biggest thing they probably showed was the new Star Fox game. There was a lot of gameplay for that, which looked, like a Star Fox game for today. Looked good.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of games for the 3DS. A lot of big games. Like they had Hyrule Warriors for the 3DS, they had Zelda for the 3DS, they had Metroid for the 3DS. Lots of things for the 3DS.
Metroid. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, it's in the Metroid universe, but you're not playing as Samus. Maybe she'll make a cameo or something. It's like a 3v3
shooter. It's an
online shooter, right?
Yeah.
Which nobody wanted, and
yeah.
I mean, we also have 2 more days. Wait, right? 2 more days or 1 more day of E3?
2. We have Wednesday and Thursday.
We have 2 more days of E3, so we'll definitely talk about that next episode. And next episode would be the bigger E3 episode because this week it was all about me. But and E3 happened as well. That sounded so narcissistic. It's not even funny. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some more bigger news, and we'll have our picks of the best of E3, what we like, what we didn't like, and so on and so forth. So we will start getting awards then. So guys, let's actually get some... We'll try to think of clever awards as well. We need to actually have like an award, not like trophy, but a title. Like there's the Emmys, there's the Emmys, and
the Oscars.
Yeah, it's like what should our name be? Like the newbies? Like I thought that was the name of our fan base, but I know we're going way too improv on this.
The gamies?
The gamies? That sounds
a little weird. Never mind.
The gamies?
That has some
like weird negative connotation to it.
Okay.
We'll think of a new clever name.
Yeah.
If you have a clever name, write down in the comments below or tweet it to us at @that_game_show. I think this is like it's like so far from E3, like I haven't heard too much commotion for it. Am I going crazy? Well, granted, hold on, let me rephrase that. Like I have 2 days left, so I'm not gonna say anything else.
Are you talking about in terms of how excited people are getting?
Yeah.
No, I think this is a good year.
Seems just as big as last year.
Yeah. Okay. I'm losing my mind.
I think it's actually a little bit bigger this year than normal because there's so many different takes on different things
and more conferences, like Bethesda's first conference.
Yeah, and I thought it was also kind of funny
Square
that like
Enix's first conference.
The games that like minus Half-Life, like the games that we've been asking for years, like Last Guardian and Final Fantasy VII remake, like we got them, and so I think that's kind of like it's not like yay, it's like finally, like you're supposed to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
Should have had this 2 years ago. Something we didn't talk about that happened before E3 was YouTube announcing their game streaming service that's going to go up against Twitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you see this?
No, but I did get interviewed by a girl on Twitch, and it was interesting. It was actually a lot of fun. But what happened with what's this YouTube gaming thing?
They're going to be having a streaming service.
Okay.
And it's targeting the same market as Twitch, but I think it's going to be a real competitor because YouTube is so ingrained in so many different consoles and TVs, and just they're everywhere already.
Yeah.
They already have their infrastructure in place. So targeting that gamer market, I think, is going to be really interesting because they can also do cataloging and archiving of videos. That's what they do. And Twitch does not do that, as far as I know, or you can only save a certain number of highlight videos on your Twitch stream, right?
Something like that.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. All right. That's cool. So we'll see, hopefully, when we get more information when it comes out. But that is very interesting that they announced that. And I think that actually could, do very well, especially with contract-wise. Like, I know a lot of YouTubers stream, and so that might affect some of their... that might affect some of their deals and channels. So, but we will see. Anything else you guys want to mention?
Really cool trailer from the Sony press conference called Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes, that was cool.
Really, really neat game from the guys who made Killzone. I think it looks really cool.
It's definitely worth checking out. Because I just watched this one.
Really funny trailer for South Park. The fractured butthole.
Oh gosh, I have to watch the trailer for that because I'm playing Stick of Truth now.
It's good.
Stick of Truth is good.
It doesn't give anything away from that game.
Okay,
it's
good.
A very funny trailer.
Stick of Truth is good. Like I'm just enjoying every second.
Very
of it.
Very short. But the thing I really liked about the trailer for the fractured butthole is that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna say the fractured butthole as many times as I can. See if I can crack these two up.
Yeah.
The Stick of Truth had some things that people complained about, and in the trailer for it, and the trailer for Fractured Butthole, they address everything that the fans have been saying, and it's really funny. Like Cartman's like, no, it has to be like 50 times longer. Stuff
We're targeting a 9.5 on GameStop, guys. Don't screw up.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It is.
Speaking of being inappropriate, when I was flying out, I had to fly out to Charlotte, or I had to fly home. First stop was Charlotte, and their airport code, was CLT, and I was like, that explains why I can't find it.
Oh, jeez.
Da.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if we're gonna be inappropriate with fractured butthole, I'm pretty sure we can.
Fractured
butthole.
It's 2 words.
It's 2 words.
All right.
There's only 1 T.
On that note, thank you guys very much for watching or listening. Whether you're watching us on podcast or on YouTube or Let's Play Society, or listening to us via Podcast Garden, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn. And many other sites.
Can you say Bueller just once for me?
Bueller.
Thank you.
Bueller. Make sure you check the link down below if you're watching this on YouTube for the 12 seconds of me singing I Will Give You By All with Simon Vickland, because it is a glorious video. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/thatnewshowshow. You can follow me on Twitter at Chase Bunker, or at @that_game_show. You can follow Curtis on Twitter at JetBlack710. You know when the last time he tweeted was?
Never.
2012. You can follow Clegg on Twitter. Oh wait, no you can't. So, other than that, this episode, gosh. For Curtis Coe and Daniel Clegg, Murph, you should get back here and help me out with this sometime. I am Chase Bunker saying have a good rest of your week, enjoy your E3, and we will talk to you guys next week. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hate you guys
Sorry,
so
buddy.
much.
No, you don't.
Maybe.
You love us.
Screw you.